This is Kevin Crabb, studying with Jim Blackley, like I was 13 or 14.
Captain.
Listen, listen, listen. Right? Is that all that? Listen to bass line and chord changes. He's teaching me how to play a blues, 12-bar blues. It's real simple, and he would have a record player, and he would drop the needle on the turntable. He had this like educational recording of a blues, and he would drop it and say, "Do you know where you are in the blues?" Right? And it's pretty easy after a while. So he just, you just learned how to play the blues. Then what he would do, here's simple time. He had a certain way of thinking about simple time. He liked, was it Kenny? What's his name? Who? It's a certain way of playing. Ding, 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 da, ding, ding. So you're really pronouncing the ding, ding. You're pronouncing the quarter note. Ba, ding, 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 ba, ding. That's one way of playing swing. Then, see? And he's thinking of it as triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. There's basic time. Boom. There's your jazz. I was doing this at 14. Here's the shuffle beat. Da, 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 da. Da da. Basic time. Da 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 da. Okay. So, but what he got into with most students, at least the ones that I've talked to, he's got stick control using feet. That's interesting. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, play using jazz feel, stick control. That's interesting. I'll look at this more closely, but this is kind of what I wanted to hear. And he would have you write out your own lesson. He would dictate it to you. But here's an example of 3-beat figures. See? And that starts to help you hear over the bar line. And he'd write out a bunch of this stuff, and you just learn it, right? So what was that? One, that's a thing. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you're in 4, doom, down, boom, boom, boom. Now here's another way to play. Doom. Here's another way to play. Cymbal time. You're talking about playing jazz. So if you can get this together, you get this beautiful. This is solar. It's not a blues, but it's in 4. Now you know solar. So you don't specifically memorize them. You just get together and you play tunes with people that you like, and it's like, oh yeah, solar. Oh, that's that thing in 12, and I hear it. Da 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 da. And so now you've got what? Now you've got 4 tunes that you played with a bunch of people that's going to be hard to kind of forget them. And but Jim was teaching me how to play, because we're talking about jazz. Jim was talking to me about how to play lines. And he'd write out different patterns. Now, for me, that was really cool. But I learned that another way to think about it. Yeah, that was Richard Martinez that hit me to the idea of hearing the melody in the double shuffle. Because these patterns that you're playing, they're just made up patterns. They're cool, right? and I'm sure they really help me, but we're supposed to be playing the music, right? So we need to hear those are the patterns we want to be playing. So the idea is just to learn how to play a double shuffle, hear the melody, and play some cymbal time, right? With good hands, so people will really appreciate. Because Richard Wilson would say, oh, God, even the reading, all that stuff, all those little things that you're just, that doesn't matter. If you can get it to dance, everyone will love your playing. So you see, and now you have a new agenda, which is to take what we're working on here and learn how to play jazz, putting these strokes and scales and arpeggios onto the drum set and making music with good musicians. So anyway, that's what I suggest. Now, we were working on the single Rademachew, double Rademachew, the triple Rademachew. We're also working on alternating drags. Okay, so why don't we, let's see. Okay, so go ahead and, what did you get it up to?
Well, 72, maybe I can make more.
Let's hear it at 72. I'm missing something that I typically use. Can you make smaller throws? Okay, so put your left on your calf. Let's simplify things further. Just play alternating flams. It's really what, it's just these motions. Separate. I get centered here. Damn thing. Everything you're seeing in the final product. Okay. Okay. So it looks something like this, right? So it's doing this. You can do this with me. Now you'll notice that it's one smooth fluid motion. So it's doing this, watch. It's doing this. That's all it is. Go ahead and take the stick out of your hand. It's just this. Now there's probably some kind of lag because you're across the pond. You don't have to do anything but make this motion. The fingers will work without you thinking. If you're thinking about your fingers, you're not going to get it that way. I know you see stuff happening. All I'm doing is this. Come on, just do this. So I'm just stay there. That's good. So I'm doing that, and then I'm doing this. Try it again. You got that, and then this. Got this part good. But now you're going to flick. Put your hand on your leg. Put your hand on your leg. Now just go to here. It feels like what we just did, and then make a little tap. No, make a tap. I want to hear it. I want to hear it tap. There you go. See how the whole thing collapses? To get a tap, to actually make a sound. Try it. Yeah, now try. Okay, try this, and now you're going to make that tap. But now because I'm not on my leg, now my hand would do this. Let's see, I'm making a tap, so it would go whack or it would go whack. Now, stay with me now, because you got it just now. Stay on your leg for a second. On your leg. Okay, so I just showed you. You got this, right? You came up beautifully. Cool. And then you made a tap on your leg. Yeah, you see, you don't get it by pushing down. It's really about this. A little bit of extra weight with your arm, but falling. Yeah. Right? See how obvious that is, right? Now, with a stick in your hand, it's a little different. Maybe it's less obvious. Or, no. Stay with me, just like you are. Now, with a stick in my hand, if I was thinking stick in hand, I would do what I showed you before. Let's see. Well, let's do it right in the same position because that worked for you. So I'd come up like this, just like you did. Only now, just stay there. Instead of coming down with an open hand, I would, because I'm like holding a stick, you know, so it would open up and then making that motion. Don't force anything. You don't have to close your hand. It will close. It really will if you leave it. Right? It'll do, just do this with me. Just do this. And now come down without making a tap. See your hand closed. You didn't do it at all. Do that again. And remember, it feels more like I'm pushing off. It doesn't feel like I'm lifting up. It feels like I'm standing on my toes, rolling up onto the balls of my feet. You can lift all of your body weight just by rolling from the ankle, nothing else. It's kind of what's happening here, only it's not the entire body, it's just the arm. Okay, so you're going to there's just a feeling of, right, and it's as though you don't get to push down because the body is countervailing perfectly. It just stays just right there, like a pianist. And then it just does that. It's not bad. So it's just, see, it's a beautiful fluid motion. Now just do it with me. Just do this with me. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now I don't want you going up, down, up, and waiting down. No, it's just beautiful. Up, the same speed, you see? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm not, my fingers are staying on my leg, by the way, here. If I'm on my leg, they never leave my leg. Yeah. Not bad. Now put a stick in your hand. Up, down. Now we're not even making an upstroke, we're just making, so we just have this laying in the hand kind of quality, right? Stick is just laying in the hand. And we know all this stuff would happen, but our grip is so relaxed, and now we're holding a stick, that it'll happen, but we won't even perhaps notice it's happening unless we're particularly aware. Right? So you don't have to do anything because you're just going to get this happening naturally, and you just go up. So you see I got that. So I go up, and then I go down. Now look, when I go up, I know, you see, this is where it's confusing. When I go up with no stick in my hand, the hand really opens. I'm not holding anything. This is what it would do if I was seeing that little whipping motion. It looks like this, so you can see the arm. It looks like that. See, so you see this? Now watch what happens when I have a stick in my hand. Now you don't see it. You see, it's laying in my hand. Yeah, I don't feel this. You're trying to make that happen. It's so subtle. There is some feeling of something, but it's not. There's some feeling, but you're holding the stick, so it really just feels like here, just going up. Take the thumb off, and keep the first finger on. Why is that hard for you to do? Come on, it's not laying in your first finger. First finger is like spread out or something, isn't it? Why is but I just want your fingers to be together, right? Aren't they kind of, they're working with the hand. They're moving, whatever they're doing, it's in concert with the motion that you're making. No, my first finger doesn't end up, you don't end up with a big space, watch. It's laying in my hand, right? Okay. Let it lay in your hand and show me that you can feel that. Hold on, just let it lay in your hand. I want it in the index finger as well. Yeah, I want it laying in there. Look, here's just the index finger. You do that? Take the others. I had to think about it. Well, now put the other one on. Middle finger. Now the fourth. Okay, right? So laying in the hand, right? There's kind of an even distribution of weight. Okay. Right, now your thumb isn't even on. You can take your thumb off, it'll just lay there. Okay, now you can put your thumb on gently. Good, it's laying in your hand. Now just go on up like this. Is it still laying in your hand? You can't really open your fingers. How would you open your fingers?
Yeah, I'm not opening the fingers, yeah. The stick goes on.
Right, right, you're just letting the stick lay in your hand. Just relaxed. So you're here, totally relaxed, right? It's laying there. And now you're going to cock your wrist with it just still kind of laying in your hand. You don't have to do anything. All that other stuff will be within it. We don't want to restrict anything that the hand would normally do, but we're holding the stick. And the gig is you're just going to let it lie in your hand. It's one smooth up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. There you go. Down, up. Come on, time it. Up, down. You never stop. It flows right through till the end. And you have the timing. So the up will be the same speed as the down. 1 and 2 and say it 3 and 4. Count out loud.
1 and 2 and 3.
Got it. Now just make a tap on the way up. You don't have to turn to the ceiling. You're not turning to the ceiling when you just make a motion. That's all it is. You're so close to the surface, or as Spivack would say, you can't help but make a note. Okay. Now notice, stop for a sec. That's really good. Oh, no, keep going. Keep going. I'm going to introduce one more thing. Okay, just let it lay in your hand. Don't do anything. This is the Richard Martinez concept of you're doing nothing, or as little as possible, which is kind of seemingly contradictory. It's an oxymoron of some sort. How do you do nothing? I don't want you lifting it up. Why do you need to lift it up? Go and make a throw again. Prove to yourself that a throw doesn't have a motion towards the ceiling first. For fun, try to make a motion towards the ceiling, but don't make a note. Feel how weird that would be. You know, you have to make a little motion first. Do you want to go like this first every time? So just make it in the air. No, make it in the air. Come on, make a little motion. Up to the ceiling, tiny little motion up to the ceiling. No, tiny, like you're doing when you were playing doubles on the way up. Yeah, now go on up. Yeah, see, it's like be like doing this. Why would you do that?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, well, you were when you were watch, and it's okay. At some point, you will be doing that. But what I want you to learn is you weren't doing that when you were playing a single stroke, meaning an up to a down. You weren't turning to the ceiling first. It's heavy, man. I don't want to lift it up if I don't have to. I can get a note like this. How heavy it is? No, just play one note and feel how heavy it is. It wants to go in this direction. It wants to go that way. Feel how heavy it is? Don't make a note and just go up and feel how heavy it is. Feel it? Oh, that weight. It wants to go down. Now make a throw. Okay, now this time when it goes all that weight, let it touch. Ah, wants to just go, oh, yeah. Now why can't you go like this? Why can't you get 2 notes? Why do you have to turn up to the ceiling? See what it looks like? I'm not lifting up first. Yeah, it looks good, man. Okay, come back around. Come back around. Okay, so let's just get this to a metronome with that motion. Can you make that motion in the left as well? Nice, clean, up to a down, single stroke. Let's work on just alternating flams. No, just the left. good throw. Fine. Now this time, let it touch on the way up. Let it lay in your hand. You're so close to the surface, it's kind of hard to not let it touch because it wants to kind of fall. Well, you want to lift it up first, though. So you're lifting. You're double. Now you're playing 2 notes on the way up, which is cool.
Oh, you only wanted 1. Yes, sir.
That's good. Now, can't you just turn that 1 note, the same motion, but make it 2? Let it rebound? No, you lifted it up. For you, getting 2 notes means you have to turn up and get momentum behind it. But there's plenty of momentum. Right. You got it right there. The one that bugged you was right. Yeah.
It's so hard. You know.
Well,
there's barely no space. I mean, there's only this space. It's just really tough to pull it up.
Yeah. We're barely moving. We can get. Fine, Ralph. This is stuff you can work on at home. You have the essential meat and potatoes. It's good. Now let's just put the metronome on 72 and play alternating legs.
Right. Do yours. You do yours. Let's do yours.
No, because there's a delay. I want you to be lined up to yourself. Good. So can you double that? Play them as 8 notes? No, you were playing alternating flams. Don't turn them into drags. Play flams.
Flam. I thought you said drag. Sorry.
Cool. Flams. Okay, stop. When you you're cheating. At the end, you stop down where you should stop. But this is what you were doing. Yeah, you were doing this.
Extremely exaggerated.
You were sometimes up about here. And yeah, you're right. I am exaggerating, so you'll see it. Stopping up in there. Watch mine. Watch mine. Watch for a sec. See where it stops? Every time. 4 and then stop. Just in the right hand. And stop. Good. You can do it. So you can make this tempo. Oh, nope. You're not stopping down. Nope. Oh, come on. There it is. There it is. And stop. 4 times and stop. Do that in the other hand now. See, it really does have to stop down like that for what we're doing. Later on, come on. Okay, it's getting better. It's good, right? Because later on, it can take on another character. Okay, but for this speed, I just want you stopping down. Okay, now, after the triple Rademacher, which we just worked on, you do have the compound stroke number 2. Why don't you pull that out?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just take a look at this, right? Because we've been working on the Rademacher, right, with an accent, right? See? That's just a Rademacher. So just remind yourself of what a single Rademacher is, right? We have the appoggiatura, 2 notes, into a 16th note triplet, with an upstroke in the middle of that triplet. Up, throw, up, throw, up, throw, up, throw, up, throw, up, 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 up. Okay, so you have the basic idea. I'm not entirely convinced that you're throwing like you were just a little bit ago. Okay, the speed has changed, but we know you know how to throw. Today, you really proved that. Okay, but you couldn't do it first. It's like you came in and you like, and then you went.
You break my heart all the time.
And then you couldn't get a note on your leg. You went like this. Ralph, stay with me. Okay, I'm putting you through your paces, but I just want to point out your improvement. Because you went like this. I said, make a note. You went, which is okay. You can just let it fly. Because there's a note there. But I said, make a note. And you went, oh. And then you went, oh. So your throw has gotten better. Okay. Now let's put that throw into the context of the compound stroke number 2, which is a series of Rademachers. So we have and remember there's an up. You have that triplet, which is starting on the right, and the next note, the left, will be the up. Up. Now you'll notice
there's no accent, right? I guess.
There's no accent, and I just made a throw, which is probably unnecessary, even though I had you throwing for this single and double and triple Rademachers.
Well, you wanted to be slightly higher, right?
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
I'm just turning, right? And yeah.
And then reverse, yeah, makes sense.
I don't want you to exaggerate the notes that would be accented. For instance, if you were into the double or triple Rademacher where Marie had a dot, staccato, meaning it's a little louder. There's no dot here, and if I were going to make it louder, don't exaggerate it. Okay, let's see where we are. Go ahead and put your metronome on at 48. And I had you at 72 playing 8th notes. Pretty good for alternating flams.
Yes.
So we're going to do alternating flams this week. Quarters and eighths. At 72. Okay, so now here we are at 48 playing the compound.
even throw at all on the first on those?
No, I'm just doing this. Just turn it.
Yeah.
Good play.
So the last the right before the accent is an upstroke, right?
Let's see. Exactly. Okay. You're learning to teach yourself. But what I want you to teach yourself as well is this. Watch. See, that's what I said. I'm doing this. 6 is laying in my hand, and I'm turning my wrist. Okay? Just do this with me. Just do this with me. I was at the speed of the metronome, I thought. But da 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 da. Relax. It's just this. It's just this. Just do this. This laying in my hand. Not too tight. I never feel this. I feel it laying in my hand. Let's see. You see, it's kind of like a waving motion. So once again, remember how this had a timing? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and see up. There's a timing. Well, there's also a timing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and there's a timing. You hear it, Ralph? There's a timing. There, right? Do that in the other hand.
Now you got me.
You're on to me. You got me figured out. Lay in your hand? Doing it just fine. Put your stick on top of it for fun. Put your other stick on top of it. Not anything weird with your baby finger. It's supposed to be laying in your hand. Is it? Come on, take your thumb off and just reacquaint yourself with the feel. No, not your first finger.
Sorry,
laying in your hand. You do that every time. Yeah, like that. Now put your thumb on. There you go. See, baby finger. I want it laying in the baby finger too. I want it laying in your entire hand. So you can't take your baby finger away, or it won't be laying in it.
It's so weird to use all of the fingers.
Yeah, let it lay in there. And there's the timing. Up and down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Left works just as good as your right. You don't have to. Don't tighten up your hand. Just turn. Just get the timing of the turn. All right. You're 2 for 2. Got your throw together. Left hand is looking good. Left hand can now be part of the right hand's hang. Right?
Interesting, because when I actually take these fingers, the last 2, it feels I want to use more fingers than wrist, you know?
Oh, it's laying in your hand. See, now the hands are similar. Don't do that with your baby finger. You want it laying in your hand. There you go. It's fine. Your left works just fine, Raph. Working really nicely.
Yeah. You're honest. You're honest in everything you say, but my singles, man. It's the only thing you're just.
I understand that you're improving. I know. what will you have to do if you know, what are you going to do when you figure this out? Then what will you do? Then you'll have to learn how to play jazz. Okay. So we're just doing this, right? Right. So we're going and then we make a throw. But I want you to feel this. I want you to feel this. I want watch. I want this height foot turn. I don't know about that. I just want, there's a timing. You don't lift it up and come down real fast. Lift it up and let it come down, and you'll notice that there's kind of a relationship between up and down. This up and down. This up and down.
No, up to a certain speed I can feel it. It's just when it starts speeding up, I start losing complete control over the situation.
No, make sure, there you go. Make sure that you're not coming up and forcing it down. That's what I said. There's almost more to the lift than there is, watch. Just consider gravity. Just for fun, play with the idea that it's a little harder to lift it up, but you want to go up and down at the same speed. To lift that heavy chunk of wood. There, let it fall. No, let it fall. It's harder going up. Lift it up, let it come back. Let it lay in the hand. There you go. Now, I want you to play the compound stroke and see if you can get this height of turn. Put the metronome back on. Yeah, a little higher turn. Yeah, there you go. I want a higher turn. I'm trying to instill. Trying to help you trying to help you learn to turn your wrist. That doesn't mean you're coming up and shoving. It means it's this gentle. Listen, see, that's this quality. What? Play it. Let's try it the other way. Your turn is getting smaller and smaller. I want this. Okay. I want this feeling. You should play the stroke and turn higher. Let the sticks hang out in your hand. Lay in your hands. Good. Okay. This stroke isn't all about speed, and I don't want you going any faster because I would actually like you to start at 40, so you can really take your time because this is foreign to you. I can tell, but it's coming along. See, it's. Turn up to here.
Yeah.
Just do this with me. Just do this with me. I'm doing any squeezing of any sort on the way down. It's just lying in my hand and I turn. Whatever happens, happens. All this stuff that we showed, it will happen, right? It'll happen. But once you're holding a stick, it'll be so inside, you wouldn't be able to see it, perhaps, or you'd have to look really carefully to see it. You may feel it because it'll be very subtle. But all you really have to do is let the stick lay in your hand and everything will take care of itself if you don't impose anything. Okay. So let's see, where were we here? So we want to make sure we get the doubles in most strokes as well. Let's see. Da 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 da. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. This is click, 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 click. So go ahead and put the metronome on it. So put it on 52. That's just because now we're going to be essentially now going from you did it again. You cheated. Okay, so now I'm busting you. I know I'm busting you again because you were doing this. When you watch back, you'll see. And I'll try not to exaggerate too much, but it's kind of almost hard for me to do. At least around here somewhere. Now, how do you end up stopping here? I want you to tell me what this feels like. I want you to go down here and feel it laying in your hand. And feel the floor. Now I want you to come up here like this. How do you end up like that? Are you squeezing a little bit? Go ahead and squeeze. You'll see it'll want to. Maybe you're squeezing a little. Go and squeeze. Are you doing that? Or are you turning your wrist to get up there?
No.
Okay, you have to figure that out. Maybe this is too fast. Somewhere around this. And what I okay, and what I don't, there's a certain quality that I want you to try to avoid, and I think I'll show you a way to perhaps avoid it. But I get from you in your singles, like in the compound stroke number 2. See, the strokes teach us stuff. It's like right away, he doesn't really want to turn his wrists for those things. What we don't want is this. For me to get that, what I just did is I'm doing this. I'm just doing this. And what I hear from you is, now to get that, what I'm doing is I'm tightening up my grip and making sure that I'm really going to go, I'm going to drive this nail, hammering the nail. Well, it's a metaphor that could or couldn't work for maybe something else. I don't want the feeling of this. I've even got a face. I've even got that face.
Tough to do that and stop at the floor. That's always the point.
That's what I'm recognizing. But really, all it is this. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's see. Let it rebound 5 times. There. Do it again. The rebound should have the doubles, or not rebounds, your wrist turn doubles. Do that, let it bounce 5 times again. Now play one note. That's what it should sound like. Not like this, but it's like it's all part of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's a good plan.
And then watch. It's really, it's the first of those 5 notes.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1.
Because if I'm tightening it up, I will never get those 5 rows anyway. Yeah, that makes
If you
sense.
leave everything alone, you'll be able to go to 5, to 4, to 3, to 2, to 1. That helped you. You immediately went to this. So I'll play along. So, okay. So what tempo are we at? We're still at keep doing it. Keep it nice and airy. I want it nice and light. See the quality? There's also a little bit of this feeling. You know, it's a bit kind of an old school thing, and it doesn't work throughout this technique, you know, because if we're allowing the stick to rebound for a bunch of notes, we're not going to time it in the same way, for instance. You know? But there is this idea that one stick, right, leads to the other. But as one is going up, the other is going down. There's a little bit of that feeling in this, so don't make this a big deal. I want you to think of that as you're playing doubles. It should work throughout the spectrum.
Just don't feel the left hand to be that comfortable. That's the point. Feels like my grip starts slipping. It's just not.
I know, but you'll get there. See, there is that. There are aspects to what you're starting to feel now that are enabling you to do that. But that's not where we are, because we want to get this smooth, right? We can fake fast stuff out, squeezing it. Dick would say you're muscling it out. And that's not what we want to do, but it's cool. You see, that stuff is going to become available to you. So let's just get this though. 52, we're not banging. We know that the quality of sound that we want is this. There's 3, and now there's 2. 2 is this. That means 1 should sound like the first of the 2. And then we're going to put them together. Nice and bouncy mine is. See how nice and bouncy mine is? Okay. Singles to doubles. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Really, what? This is what it looks like. This is what it's going to look like. Here it is with no stick in hand. But that's kind of been part of our thing today. We go 1, ta, ta, ta. So it's like 1. Let's. We're playing 16th notes to a quarter. 1 and 2 and da 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 da. It looks. Notice I'm not doing anything different. Or are you playing? Yeah, because you're playing on the rebounds. We're trying to introduce to your body. And it was your idea, because you said, oh, if a single is supposed to sound like multiple rebounds, or even 2 rebounds, then I'll play 2 rebounds. Play a double rebound and then go to singles, that's cool. I like your thinking. See, you're going to be a good teacher at some point if you were to want to do that. And so you're doing this, and what we're doing is we're trying to get the quality of the rebounds to blend with the quality, or be as similar to the quality of the singles as possible. Good, Raph. Good. Now put this into practicum. Metronome on, 16 notes at 52. Listen to you see. Coming along, put the metronome at 104, so you get a real sense, because you're at 104, dude. Okay, so we're playing, now we're going to play 8th notes to 16th note doubles, as would be typical for playing verse, feedback, roll strokes. Doubles. You remember gravity? Remember gravity and the timing of the doubles? Remember this? That thing? Don't skip about it, but there's a little bit of that going on. Need to stick by in your hand? Stop. What fulcrum are you using? That's got to be in your thinking all the time. What fulcrum are you using? Using first finger and thumb? Are you using the Carlos somewhere in between? Are you using the middle finger? You have to decide, but it's going to be somewhere in here. Now, it's weird, it's just laying in your hand. Right? I get it. But really, watch. It's the same. See? Look. You don't necessarily need the back 2 fingers. They can just hang out. They're really not doing anything. The stick's just laying in the hand, and you're aware of the fulcrum that exists. You trust in this technique. Both hands have the same fulcrum. You're applying the same force to the lever arm, to the surface. They should sound the same. We're very similar, which they're starting to, right? Okay? Weren't your sticks sounding more different last time?
Same pair of sticks, at least, so there's that.
Are they the same sticks?
Yeah.
Remember that we learned that one stick was a lot higher? Good. See, I'm not here. I didn't hear that today.
I can't hear the difference there.
They're sounding more similar, as they should. If they're similar sticks, similar pitch, if the stick is laying in the hand, you're applying the same force as you go to request rebounds, and you have a fulcrum that is the same in both hands. Everything should sound fairly consistent, even from one side to the other. And it is. So now you're at 104. Okay, this is about the fastest we've got your doubles on rebound up to. I think 104 is, we probably fiddled around up. And I know you can go faster, but I want you to be relaxed. I also want you to be able to play a roll stroke. I demonstrated roll strokes just a few minutes ago. Go ahead and play a roll stroke for me at this speed now. Okay, so we're going to get into it. The setup is we're going from singles to doubles. The doubles will teach us how to make singles. The singles will teach us how to play doubles. We're turning with the stick laying in the hand. Five-stroke roll. Five-stroke roll. Okay. Play 11-stroke roll. Count out loud for me, Raph.
Sorry?
Count out loud. That's part of that.
2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You count 6 or 11.
1, 2, 3.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Raph. Isn't it just this? Okay, we're back to this again. Nice and relaxed, that is. All I'm doing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just do this with me. And we're going to blend all of these worlds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, turn higher. I want to get that. Prove to me that you can feel a wrist turn. Dick would scream at that. Turn your wrist. Scream. You're not going to turn your wrist? Turn your wrist. He'd be screaming it. Are you coming to the floor every time for your singles? Are your singles doing that thing we were talking about? Now, remember the throw we got? You did us. Let's go back and just shore up the throw. Okay, reacquaint ourselves. Again, we're getting to this position, right? Laying in the hand. We're getting to here. Remember that? Remember, it's all one smooth. Remember this. Remember this. Remember this. Okay, it's boom, boom, boom. That's the throw. So you're going from this to that. Oh, you got to turn higher, right? You're going to have to find out when to go up. See, now we are turning from up here, aren't we? I don't want you doing this stuff. It's just this to this. There. There. Put the other hand in as singles. You got it. There. Not so much arm. You don't need that. Come on, keep turning. Turn up for your singles, not the throw. The throw is that beautiful this. There you go. Now turn that into rebounds. Watch the throw. It's just that throw you already have. But turn for the doubles. You've lost your height of turn. Don't use your arm in your throw. You know the throw. Come on. Come on, let it be free. Let it be free. Let it be free. Stop. One more throw in the left for me. Show me the throw in the left. Again. Come on, you've got to get to here. You've got to get to here. And that's what you're not doing. So you end up not getting to there, so you're too much of this. So you end up needing to do this. I just want you to get to here. Right? So you're doing this. See? It's this. There. There. Play doubles. Play doubles. Just that hand. Just that hand. And make that throw. Come on, don't lose that throw. No, you lost the throw. Do it as singles. You have it as singles. There. Why can't you make that doubles? It's the exact same thing. Nope, you got to get to here. Try it again. Almost. Come on, really concentrate on this part of it. There. Stop up in the air like you just did. That was cool. There. Boom. Stop up in the air once in a while to prove to yourself that you're there. There. See, all this weight, all this weight is available. Dick loved the fact that, so you think as a violinist to play double forte, we start working really hard? You know, he was a child wunderkind virtuoso violinist who played the Brahms violin concerto at the age of 9 at Carnegie Hall. And he said, you really think I'm going to kill myself playing double forte on a violin? But why is it that for drums, you want to play double forte and suddenly the whole thing becomes some kind of muscular athletic event? And so he loved the fact that he got all this weight, all of this stuff was for free. Okay? Got all that weight behind it, but you're not manipulating with it. The tail is wagging the dog. It's another. I know that that's not a direct correlation. The tail wagging the dog it probably means something a little bit different, but right? It's like, how can this puny little hand move this big arm? Dick loved the fact that it did, and that he got all this weight for free because he was leading with the wrist. So you've got to get to this position, or you're abandoning the use, the potential that all of this weight. I once Googled it. You know, they general, you know, the weight of a hand, the weight of a forearm, the weight of an upper arm. They've got it all weighed out. This is a bunch of weight that falls as you're turning, which you got today. So you get way more power with a lot less effort. Good job.